The galaxy was never quiet. It was full of noise, wars, signals, and power shows. Every strong species wanted to be seen. Every empire wanted to be feared. The Galactic Council watched over thousands of worlds. They tracked new species, new weapons, and new threats. Nothing escaped their eyes, or so they believed. One cycle. Something small happened, so small that most ignored it. A few ships appeared at the edge of known space. They did not shine. They did not send threats. They did not demand attention. The ships were simple, gray metal, smooth shape, no sharp weapons visible. They moved slowly, calmly, like they were not afraid of anything. A signal arrived at the council, short and polite. The message said they were humans, a new spacefaring species from a distant system. They asked permission to travel, study, and trade peacefully. The council reacted with quiet laughter. Humans had no great fleet, no history in galactic records, no signs of advanced weapons. Compared to giant empires and ancient races, humans looked weak. Small population, slow ships, no aggressive tone. The council proved their request without much thought. Some members did not even attend the vote. To them, humans were not important. The galaxy barely noticed when humans entered. Human ships spread out slowly. They did not rush to rich worlds. They did not claim strong positions. Instead, they moved toward the edges, cold planets, broken stations, forgotten zones. Other species avoided these places. Too dangerous, too unstable, too useless. But humans stayed. They built small bases. They repaired old stations. They adapted to harsh worlds. Observers noticed something strange. Human colonies grew fast, too fast for such a weak species. Humans worked together in silence. They shared resources. They fixed problems without asking for help. They learned alien systems quickly. Still, no one felt worried. Many thought humans were just lucky. Human traders appeared in markets. They sold simple things: food, water systems, tools. They spoke politely. They listened more than they talked. Aliens found them boring, not exciting, not dangerous. But behind calm faces, humans were watching. They studied trade routes. They learned political tensions. They mapped military borders. Every human ship collected data. Every human base shared information. They never showed fear, even near pirate zones, even near war borders. A few alien captains noticed this. Humans did not react like weak species. They did not panic. They did not beg when threatened. Humans simply moved away or adjusted their plans as if they had expected danger all along. Deep in human space, meetings happened. Quiet meetings, no loud speeches, no celebration. Human leaders spoke calmly. They agreed on one thing: stay hidden, stay patient. They knew the galaxy judged by noise and size, and humans planned to use that weakness. While empires fought loudly, humans learned quietly. The galaxy continued its wars, unaware of the small species growing stronger at the edge. No one noticed that humans had mapped more systems than some ancient races. No one asked why humans avoided showing true technology. And no one realized that the most dangerous power does not arrive with fire. It arrives quietly. The quiet arrival of humans was complete, and the galaxy barely noticed. Humans stayed where no one else wanted to live, at the edges of the galaxy, in places marked unsafe or worthless. These regions were full of broken stations, old battlefields, and unstable stars. Most species passed through quickly. They feared pirates, radiation, and sudden wars. Humans did not fear these things. They settled on cold planets with weak sunlight. They lived on moons with thin air. They repaired stations, abandoned for centuries. To outside observers, it made no sense. Why would a weak species choose the hardest path? But humans adapted. They changed their tools. They adjusted their bodies with simple technology. They worked longer. They planned better. Human cities were not beautiful, but they were strong, built for survival, not show. Galactic scouts reported that human colonies grew fast, too fast for such dangerous locations. Still, the reports were ignored. The council had bigger problems. Large empires were preparing for war. Humans were not considered important. Human traders became more common. They traveled between systems quietly. They offered repairs, supplies, and food. Many alien ships depended on human engineers. Humans fixed engines faster than expected. They solved problems without complaining. Some alien captains joked humans were useful workers. Nothing more. What they did not see was how humans learned. Every repair taught them new technology. Every trade deal revealed political secrets. Every journey mapped new space lanes. Humans shared all knowledge. Nothing stayed private. Every colony was connected. Human children learned alien languages early. Human pilots trained in hostile zones. Human engineers studied enemy weapons quietly. Still, humans smiled politely. They acted humble. They accepted insults without anger. To the galaxy, humans were harmless. Pirates soon noticed human ships. They believed humans were easy targets. The first attacks came fast. Pirates demanded cargo and ships. Human captains responded calmly. They followed instructions. They gave supplies. They avoided fights. Pirates laughed. They spread stories of weak humans, but pirate attacks on human ships slowly stopped. Some pirate crews disappeared. Others avoided human routes. No one asked why. Near human settlements, strange things happened. Pirate signals vanished. Illegal stations shut down. Danger zones became quiet. Aliens assumed humans were lucky again. Behind the scenes, humans trained constantly. They ran simulations. They tested defenses. They practiced evacuations. Humans did not prepare for conquest. They prepared for survival. In secret meetings, human leaders shared one belief: the galaxy was unstable. Peace never lasted. They knew war would come, not because humans wanted it, but because someone would underestimate them. Humans had learned one rule from their homeworld: the quiet ones survived the longest. While the galaxy looked elsewhere, humans built strength, layer by layer. They became part of trade, part of repair, part of daily life. So when humans moved through space, no alarms sounded, no fear followed. They were invisible. And that was exactly how they wanted it, because when the galaxy finally noticed humans, it would already be too late to ignore them. The first real test came without warning. A powerful alien empire moved its fleets toward a small border system. The system was weak. It had mining stations, civilian colonies, and no strong defense. The empire wanted resources, and it did not ask permission. Signals of fear spread across nearby systems. Merchants fled. Defense forces pulled back. The Galactic Council discussed the situation, but no one wanted to fight. The empire was too strong. The system was quietly abandoned. Only one group moved toward the danger: human ships. They arrived without banners, without threats, without announcements. Human commanders sent a simple message. They offered help with evacuation and defense support. The empire ignored them. To them, humans were insects flying near a storm. Human ships entered the system anyway. They moved fast and organized. Human crews began evacuating civilians. They did not ask for payment. They did not argue. Alien families boarded human transports, confused but desperate. The empire attacked. Their ships fired without warning. Human ships did not return fire. They changed formation. They raised defenses. Energy shields absorbed hits that should have destroyed them. Human ships bent under pressure, but did not break. Alien commanders felt uneasy. These ships were not built like weak vessels. Human pilots moved with precision. They avoided direct combat. They guided civilians to safety. The Empire laughed at human restraint. They believed humans were afraid to fight. Then something strange happened. Human ships began using the environment. They pulled enemy ships into asteroid fields. They used gravity wells and debris. Enemy targeting systems failed. Human ships remained untouched. The Empire lost several ships, not destroyed, disabled. Their engines stopped. Their weapons went silent. Confusion spread through enemy ranks. Human fleets did not chase. They did not celebrate. Once evacuation was complete, human ships withdrew. The Empire claimed victory. They took the system. But something had changed. Enemy crews whispered about human tactics, about calm voices during battle, about weapons they could not identify. Nearby systems noticed the damage reports. Human ships had survived impossible odds. Some council members reviewed battle data, then quickly closed the files. They did not want panic. Humans returned to their territories, quiet as before. No speeches were made, no warnings issued. But inside human space, alerts increased. Training intensified. Human leaders reviewed the battle. They called it a warning, not a loss. They had revealed too much and learned even more. The galaxy returned to its normal chaos. wars continued elsewhere. The Empire prepared for more expansion, confident and proud. No one realized the truth. The Empire had just survived its first encounter with a hidden superpower. The warning had been given, but no one had listened. And the next time humans acted, they would not only defend, they would decide the outcome. The Empire returned sooner than expected, this time with more ships, bigger weapons, and full confidence. They believed humans were weak, and the previous encounter was luck. The target was not a border system, it was a core trade route, important. Too many species. If it fell, the galaxy would feel it. The Empire attacked without delay. Their fleets filled the system, blocking exits, cutting communications. The Galactic Council froze. No one wanted to challenge such power. While others argued, human ships moved. They did not rush. They did not send threats. Human fleets appeared from multiple directions, from empty space, from behind moons, from regions scanners showed as clear. Alien commanders panicked. These positions were impossible. Human ships formed clean lines, silent, controlled. For the first time, humans spoke openly. A simple message reached every ship in the system. Leave now. This space is under protection. The Empire laughed. They opened fire. The response was immediate, but not violent. Human ships, targeted engines, weapon systems, communication arrays, one by one. Enemy ships went dark, not destroyed, but helpless. The Empire tried to regroup. Their commands failed. Their formations collapsed. Human fleets moved like one mind. Every action planned, every move precise. Enemy captains felt trapped, not by firepower, but by control. The battle lasted hours, not years. No planets were damaged, no civilians harmed. When it ended, the Empire fleet floated silent, disabled, and surrounded. Human ships waited. The galaxy watched in shock. Council observers replayed battle footage again and again. Human technology was advanced, but not flashy. Their true strength was discipline, coordination, and patience. Human commanders sent another message. This conflict is over. Withdraw and do not return. The Empire had no choice. They retreated in shame across the galaxy. News spread fast. A war ended in a single day. Species who mocked humans grew quiet. Those who ignored them felt fear. Humans did not claim territory. They did not demand payment. They repaired damaged stations. They reopened trade routes. Then they left. Questions filled the council chambers. How long had humans been this strong? Why did they hide it? No clear answers came. Human leaders met in silence. They reviewed the outcome. They agreed on one thing. The galaxy had seen enough. The age of being ignored was over. The day humans changed, the war became legend. A quiet species, a calm victory. And somewhere in the dark space beyond the stars, other powers began to pay attention. After the war ended, the galaxy did not return to normal. Something had changed. Fear moved quietly through councils and fleets. Species that once ignored humans now watched them closely. Spies were sent. Data was collected. Everyone wanted answers. Investigators studied human history. What they found was disturbing. Humans did not come from a peaceful world. Their home planet was violent. Unstable weather, natural disasters, constant wars. From the beginning, humans learned to survive, not by strength alone, but by adapting faster than danger. They fought among themselves for centuries, then learned cooperation, planning, and restraint. Every human generation faced extinction threats, asteroids, diseases, climate collapse, yet they survived. Again and again, alien analysts realized the truth. Conflict was normal for humans. Peace was temporary. Human technology reflected this mindset, not built to impress, but built to endure. Their ships were layered, redundant systems, simple designs that could not fail as human weapons were precise, focused on control, not destruction. But the greatest discovery shocked the galaxy. Humans had limited their own power. On purpose, they feared what uncontrolled strength could do. They remembered their own history. Human governments agreed long ago, never show full strength unless necessary. Power attracts enemies. Silence attracts safety. The council learned humans had fleets hidden beyond mapped space. Training zones unknown to alien charts. Human soldiers trained, not for glory, but for worst-case survival. Every human citizen was taught emergency skills, evacuation, repair, defense. They were not a war species. They were a survival species. Some council members felt shame. They had mocked humans, ignored their warnings. Others felt fear. If humans chose to rule, no one could stop them. But humans did not change. They continued trading, repairing stations, helping colonies rebuild. They asked for no rewards, only stability. Human leaders addressed the council for the first time. Their message was calm. Humans did not want control. They wanted balance. They had entered the galaxy quietly because they feared becoming what they once were. The truth spread fast. Humans were not hidden because they were weak. They were hidden because they were strong. Across the galaxy, military doctrines changed. Strategies adjusted. No empire wanted to test human patience again. But the final realization was the most frightening. Humans did not act from anger or pride. They acted only when survival was threatened. And once that line was crossed, they did not stop until the threat was gone. The galaxy understood, at last, humans were not conquerors. They were guardians who hated being awakened. And the universe hoped it would never again force humans to reveal everything they had. The galaxy learned to breathe differently after that day. Wars did not stop, but they slowed. Empires measured their actions. Borders became quieter. Where human ships traveled, conflict avoided them. No one wanted to be the reason humans moved again. Human space expanded slowly, not by conquest, but by invitation. Broken worlds asked for help. Fallen stations requested repair. Humans answered without judgment. They rebuilt trade lanes, restored power grids, and left systems stronger than before. They did not stay. They never ruled. Too many species. Humans became myths, silent protectors, calm shadows in deep space. Children of other worlds grew up hearing stories of the day a war ended without destruction. Pirates vanished near human roots. Crime declined, not because of fear alone, but because systems became stable. The Galactic Council changed its rules. Emergency protocols were rewritten. Human advisors were quietly added. Humans did not demand seats. They were asked their spots. When they spoke, others listened. Human fleets remained, mostly unseen, hidden in deep space, watching. Their technology improved, but remained modest in appearance, because humans had learned. Fear creates enemies. Trust creates time on distant worlds. Human settlers continued their lives, working, building, learning. They remembered their past. They remembered Earth, a world that taught them pain, loss, and survival. They promised never to bring that chaos to the galaxy, yet they stayed ready, because peace is fragile. And humans understood fragility better than anyone. Other species adapted to this new reality. Disputes were settled faster. Negotiations mattered more. The galaxy became careful. Some feared humans, some respected them, some tried to copy them. None underestimated them again, and deep beyond the stars, unknown forces watched the change. They saw a galaxy no longer loud, no longer reckless, a galaxy shaped by a quiet power. Humans never asked for statues or songs. They preferred silence, because silence meant safety. The universe barely noticed when humans first arrived, but it would never forget the moment it realized the truth. The strongest force does not announce itself. It waits, protects, and endures. And so the story of humanity in the galaxy ended the same way it began, quietly.